video, we're gonna make one of the hardest desserts out there, French macaroons. Now, people think that French macaroons are really hard to make, and they probably are, but I'm gonna do it anyways. So, without further ado, subscribe, support a small channel, and let's get into the video. Now, the first step to making French macaroons is we have some eggs, and we're gonna crack the eggs in this bowl, but only one at a time, so just crack one. The next step that you're gonna do is you're gonna pour the egg whites and yolk into this bowl. After that, you're just gonna take out the egg white like that. And the best way to do this is with clean hands. And then you just set this aside. And now we're gonna move on to your second egg, and we need 3 different bowls to do this. And now we're gonna do that with the final egg. So you might have noticed we have a scale here, and it is exactly 99 grams. Even though we would want 100, it is close enough. And you can spoon out and spoon in depending on how filled your bowl is. Now, we're gonna set that aside. Now, our next step is we have some almond flour here. Now, what you will notice is it will say super fine on it, but that's not really true, seeing that there's some pretty big chunks in there. So what we're gonna do is we got our food processor, and we're gonna add 3 half cups into that. 1. Now that we got it in there, we are going to start. Now, since sugar is also an amazing part of macaroons, we're gonna add about a cup of confectioner sugar. Now, we're gonna mix it all together. Now, I got a bowl here, and now we're just gonna sift the mixture in. Now, our next step is we're gonna put this aside, and we're gonna start making our meringue. Now, the first step to making the meringue is we're gonna pour in our egg whites into this bowl. Now we're gonna whip that until it's frothy. But we whip that until it's frothy, we're gonna add in a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. And now you're going to whip it. We just whipped it a little bit so it can incorporate into the egg whites. This is the step where you're gonna need another person or a mixer that's already propped up. Now for this step, what you're gonna do is you're gonna mix it on high, and you're just gonna spoon a little bit of sugar in slowly, really slowly, because you don't want to just dump it in. It's not gonna look good. After we beat it, it looks like this. See how the peaks are there and it's dribbling down a little bit? That's exactly what you want. But the next step is to put in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And now you're going to beat that. We just whipped that, and look at that peak. You want it to be able to hold its form there. See how I can put my hand under it without it dripping? You're gonna want a cookie sheet with rolls. Now, with rolls is very important, so make sure you have one. We just got a little bit of the mixture, and we're just gonna put a little bit in each corner so we can hold the parchment paper down when we put it on this. Add in the flour and powdered sugar mixture from before. We're just gonna add just like a little bit of that mixture in. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold it in. And how we're gonna do that is we're gonna go from the side, cut, side, cut. We just finished it, and it looks amazing. But now we just cut a little hole in the corner of a plastic bag, and now we're gonna put the mixture in. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take it, and you have to be very careful. You're gonna squeeze it out like this, and then. Now this is my first time ever making macaroons, so it's not gonna be perfect, and it's probably yours too. So just try your best to make these.
Some things should work, but do they?
Now, we're gonna let that sit for about 45 minutes. Okay, these have rested for about 45 minutes. And now we're gonna put them in the oven at 300 degrees for about 14 minutes. So we just got them out of the oven and they're smelling amazing. Now we're gonna let them cool off and put them in the refrigerator because they're better days after or a day. So tomorrow, now it's the next day and we're gonna make the filling of the macaroons and we're gonna make French buttercream. So right here we have a pot and we're gonna add in 3 tablespoons of water. Now you're gonna add in 1/2 cup of sugar. Stir the sugar in to dissolve it into the water. Now that we stirred that in and dissolved it, we're gonna put it on the stove at medium heat. It's on the stove. Why did you do that? Tell me why! Tell me why! Tell me why! Now that that's on the stove, you're gonna heat that to 240 degrees with your candy thermometer. So right here we have 5 egg yolks. Now you could use the 3 from yesterday, but you're still gonna have to add 2. And the first thing you're gonna do is add it into this bowl. Now you're gonna beat the egg yolks at medium high for 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so the reason I turned that off is you see how this is boiling. Now I'm gonna go check that with the candy thermometer. So we've beaten the yolks and the syrup got to the right temp. So now we're gonna slowly put in the syrup to the egg yolks. So we've beaten the yolks and the syrup got to the right temp. So now we're gonna slowly put in the syrup to the egg yolks. Here we have 2 chopped up sticks of butter, which is equivalent to about 1 cup. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna mix the egg yolks and the sugar syrup and put in a piece of the butter into it. Now this is the 3rd time you're gonna do 2 people. We just finished beating this and it looks amazing. But the next part is to still mix it and add in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. 4th time, you're gonna need 2 people. I'm really seeing why this recipe is hard now.
What? No!
So now we finished beating the vanilla extracted, and now we're just gonna add in a pinch of salt. Finish mixing the salt in, and now we're done with the French buttercream. Took the macaroons, cookies out of the refrigerator, and you want to find 2 that match, like these 2. So you're gonna want to take the bigger macaroon cookie, and then what you're just gonna do is you're gonna spread the buttercream frosting around, and like butter on bread, macaroon cookie, and now we're gonna put the top layer on. And look at that! And now we're gonna do that to all of them. Now that we've gotten all the macaroons, it's time for the taste test. That is good. That is really good. I mean, that is just amazing.